Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew where y'all was at. Ain't nobody said nothing about no fight, you feel me? And we heard it was a fight going on.
By now, everybody's heard about the Noah Wells case, the teen that went missing on Horn Island about 10 miles off the coast of Mississippi. Now, we've had a few new revelations come out since Noah Wells' body has been found. They say the girl that he met on the island is working with law enforcement. They also say a couple of the boys on the island may have retained attorneys. Now, this next guy that we're about to watch is part of the rescue team. I do believe he is the one that found Noah Wells. After that, we'll get into some of the back and forth on whether Noah should have been out there by himself or whether Noah was out there with his actual factual friends. Let's get into it.
Specifics about the area or specifics about the person. Knowing that that northwest corner of Horn Island was what we call the LKL, last known location. From there, we looked at the weather conditions, tidal conditions, wind conditions to come up with a plan, come up with a grid on what we could do. As within 30 to 45 minutes of when I got notification of him missing from the family and then from the mother, we had surface vessels, that's boats, that were in the area starting to search. We also had 2 drones that were in the air, as well as boots on the ground on the island doing a manual walk to look for Nolan there. That next day, yesterday, we had at daylight 4 vessels, 2 more people, as well as a fixed wing aircraft in the air that started 6:15-ish, 6:30.
And when Nolan's mom...
Manpower, boats, drones, even a manned aircraft. The search started about 45 minutes after he received the call from Noah Wells' mom, and it continued on into the next day.
What was her tone like? Did she give you any information that could help in the search?
Oh, absolutely. So, and again, you can understand the frantic. She was frantic. She wanted to know everything that was going on, and what we could do to provide resources, what we could do to help her find her son. I mean, that's issue number one: find Nolan. But again, she was, with everything that was going on, Miss Christine was extremely calm when she was providing that information, and I asked some very tough questions. And I just wanted to make sure that, she understood all the questions that I ask are related to helping me find the location to search.
And when you and your team were on the ground, were you approached by any of maybe Nolan's friends that stayed in the area and that they provide any information to you guys?
It is an active and open investigation, so I'd rather not discuss the pieces and parts of who we had conversations with.
Now, even though he's a part of the rescue team, this is an active and ongoing investigation, so some of the details he's going to have to leave out, and that's to be expected. Hopefully, we get an autopsy within the next few days so we can really see what happened to Noah Wells.
Is that I don't believe any of the friends stayed.
And what did you know about Nolan's disappearance when you first got that call? Did you know of anything beforehand?
Just basic information, stuff that I gathered off of social media, as well as information from the mother. Nothing that was super relevant to finding Nolan or to searching for Nolan. Just information that he got left on the island. Left or he wasn't there, possibly, hopefully, and as we prayed that he may have made it onto another boat. So what we do is we gather information, right? We gather as much information as possible. We then blast it out to social media. We've got a huge following, and this one went extremely viral, to ask for help. The more people that see something, they could possibly say something. So we actually, at the time of him being found, we had people in the air, we had boats on the water, we had boots on the ground, on land, on the mainland as well, looking in 3 different locations where people had said he may have been seen that day, that evening before, or that evening he came up missing. So we take into account everything, every tip, every, hey, go look here. We do that. We do it because we want to make sure we're providing all the resources that we possibly can, checking everything out, and letting the family know that, hey, every life matters to us. It doesn't matter race, creed, color, religion, nationality. I don't care. We want to make sure that every family understands we're putting every bit of effort into it.
Now, with the racial headlines that have been making it around the circuit, especially regarding this Noah Wells case, it's really good to hear the rescue man say that when they go out searching for someone, they don't care who they are, they don't care what race, religion, or creed they are. They're just out there trying to make a recovery.
Way after the 24-hour period when Nolan was still not found?
No, we remained steady with our search and our operations. We coordinated with the local Jackson County Sheriff's Office. We let them know what our grid pattern was. We sent them our grid and our search areas, and we coordinated with them. Again, we notified them and let them know that we would be in the area, in the air, as well as on the ground in multiple locations.
Were the members of the Cajun Navy on the island when the body believed to be Noah was found? And are you able to disclose any details on where the whereabouts of the body?
So I would rather not disclose any of the details. It is an open investigation. We were not on the island. We were in the air.
And from your understanding, was the body, again, believed to be Noah?
So we just got information that when the body was found, it was found by the manned aircraft or the drone. He said that we were in the air when we found the body. So the body wasn't tripped over, it wasn't walked up on, it was actually found from the air.
Piece. Again, I don't.
Shout out to the Cajun Navy for bringing Noah Wells home to his family. Shout out to the Cajun Navy for bringing Noah Wells home to the family. But we do have a lot of TikTok drama going on, a lot of going back and forth, a lot of people that say that they see themselves inside of Noah Wells. So let's check in and see what's going on over there.
Born yesterday, man. We weren't born yesterday, fool. You feel me? You came back with your friends. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew where y'all was at. Ain't nobody said nothing about no fight, you feel me? And we heard it was a fight going on, you feel me? And then ain't nobody finna leave their cell phone. Definitely not in this day and age. It's 2026. Teens ain't finna leave their cell phone. That's their lifeline. But I bet you, they know what everybody else did. They know what everybody else said. I bet you everybody else went home. But exactly, they don't know where old boy went. They don't know where he at. They acting like they ain't chill with the dude. They acting like they weren't taking pictures with the dude. They acting like they wasn't his friends or whatever. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you feel me? You gotta watch folks like that, and definitely on that day particular. You feel me? Because on certain days and certain holidays, you feel me, that you think that it's meant for you, which is not meant for you. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it to the be real. It ain't for you. You just celebrate because you want to do something. You feel what I'm saying? And it's okay to celebrate because you want to do something. You feel me? But you create your own stuff. Create your own holidays. You ain't got to create something that was already brought up and you just got raised into it. With that being said, they did what they did to that little boy because it's a ritual. You feel me? They families on down the line, been doing it, man. They've been doing this for years. This ain't nothing new. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. And they got boats for a reason. You feel me? They got their little islands they go to for a reason. Don't play dumb to the fact. Just because you in their circle and you got out of the black community and you moved to, or you got a chance to go, you feel me, and you trying to mingle with the other race and you feel me, they don't want you around. They don't want you around. Yeah, you made it out. Yeah, you got your life together to go live in a decent neighborhood. But that neighborhood wasn't even meant for you. It wasn't even meant for you. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we ain't even gonna get on that topic because that topic is a whole different discussion. You feel me? Hey, but at the end.
Negligence, rituals, I don't know. This guy had an interesting take. It's going viral right now, but we're going to move on into some of the other people who say that they actually see themselves inside of Noah Wells.
Arguing with his friends. Come on now, man. Come on now. Case closed, right? Case closed. They had his cell phone and they gave it to his mother. Are we serious? I don't know why I feel like this is like gonna be the same thing as like Carmelo Anthony. Like justice is not gonna be served, even though the evidence is like right here. Mind you, I'm so sick of the racial tension in America. Like it's so exhausting at this point. Like I just want justice to be served, bro. Like keeps happening over and over and over. And even when we have the evidence like directly in our face, one group or one type of person always seems to stick. And I really am exhausted. I'm tired of the racial tension, right? Everybody has black fatigue and, you know, just every angle of it. Every single angle of the racial BS in America right now, I'm exhausted. And this is just like the icing on the cake, bro. I'm just hoping and praying that his family gets the justice that they deserved. And the people who did this to him, like, they need to be put under the jail, okay? Like, very unfortunate, but it's this, the racial tension behind it. Everything about it is just exhausting.
So he's saying that he's exhausted. It's so much racial tension going on right now in the country with TPS, with mass deportations, with the Carmelo Anthony situation, and now we have this Noah Wells situation. There's just so much going on inside of our country right now.
Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly. Forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. But at any rate, every year, the employees and managers, they would take this little, resort, and it wasn't really a resort. It was in the country, and they would take a couple of canoes, some ice chest of beer, and you know what I mean. Everybody was out there smoking, you know what I mean. And I'm like, man, that sounds like a good time. And mind you, I could swim. Been swimming since, I don't know, maybe it was 4 years old when I jumped in the pool for the first time. But at that point in time, I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was younger is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to go on this, little trip with these people. And, it was good at first. It was, the water was kind of shallow. You know what I mean? We maybe had 6 or 7 canoes out there, music, people having a good time. And, I'm not really used to that, and I'm not having a good time. But usually when me and my people, my kinfolk get together and play music that loud and was as rambunctious as they were, and because the whole time I'm looking around like, when the police showing up? We smoking weed out loud and everything. So mind you, and after a while I got comfortable into it, you know what I mean? Everybody told me, loosen up, but I'm on edge, you know what I mean? For many reasons.
Smoking weed out loud.
And so the trip continued, and at one point in time, they let us know, okay, so we're going to get up on the bank right here, and then we're going to go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, so but what we going to do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Right. Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just going to look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot. And then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. I hate when people add extras to a plan. You know what I mean? Especially for me, I think into a lot of things and I got a plan. So I'm still cautious, and I'm watching everybody dive in this water, you know what I mean, and swim right across. You know what I mean? And I hadn't jumped in yet because I'm still leery. And I don't know what it was, but it was holding me back. But so I'm the last person. Everybody like, come on, let's go. So I jump in, and I get almost halfway through over that water to the other side. And then I realized that I'm swimming rather hard and ain't moving nowhere. Long story short, nobody told me that there was a strong current at this spot and you needed to be prepared. At this point, I'm smoking and drinking. So I couldn't understand. Mind, just get back to the story. So I get halfway through the water and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever, but you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it, come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker.
I screamed one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know who, can't remember who it was and what made them decide to change their mind and come back. But one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank, and mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. So I said all of this to say that I have Caucasian friends, you know what I mean? And I ain't saying friends. I have Caucasian people that I love and care about. You know what I mean? Because that's what God said. But I will be honest with you. It is a lesson that the elders taught us as young black children. The same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now. Do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. And that's all I'm going to say. Rest in peace.
Do y'all agree or disagree with what he said? Don't be the only one. Now, growing up as a black man from the South, trust me, I've heard it. I've heard it all. When it comes to the water, when it comes to the woods, when it comes to, bonfires, partying out in the middle of nowhere. I want to know, chat, how do y'all feel about it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you going to have that talk with your kids?